We all been through that in our life, and we didn't all go over to the Snow Bunny Brigade.
Stop saying
so stop making excuses and just admit you hate yourself and you hate your blackness, and that's why you date outside your race.
Don't do this to me, please. Don't do this. What about the white women that just wanna worship
No,
you?
sir. If the white woman just wants to be charitable, tell her to go fight against the mass incarceration system that's taking our fathers from our families. Tell her to go fight against the miseducation system that's turning black youth into a permanent underclass. Tell her to go fight for our share of America's wealth.
They don't got to do all of that. They don't got to do all of that. What about a hawk too? Just a hawk too.
Well, what about? Is there a world where?
Wait.
Is there a world where like there could be like almost like a
Alex,
an oil
we just
card?
Want a hawk too, man.
Where like I could date a black woman so Donnell could date a white woman if he wants to.
No, sir. You cannot date a black woman.
Why can't I date a black woman?
Maybe in some distant point in the future, when African people are returned to our ancient and original glory as the custodians of this planet, we might allow some temporary bunny hoppers. But right now, we are being marked for and global. There's absolutely to be no intermixing romantic.
Let's work on that list, Alex.
Integrate the banks, integrate the wealth, integrate the political power, integrate the land. The last thing to be integrated is the bedroom.
God.
Do you mind if I ask you a question, Dr. Umar?
Sure, white girl.
No, well, it's a scenario.
She's a white girl, Umar. She's white.
You can tell. But
how many members of the Wu-Tang Clan are there, Dr. Umar?
No, go ahead. What's your question?
Method Man, Old Dirty Bastard, RZA, Jizza, Raekwon, Ghostface, Master Killer. I know I'm missing something.
Bunny hopper. It's got to be a bunny hopper. Katie, what was your question?
Okay, so it's kind of a scenario.
Who's a bunny hopper?
No. What? Me?
What?
One of the Wu-Tang?
No. I just threw that out there. You made me nervous.
Okay, so I feel like I've seen a little bit about your stance on like the LGBTQ community. So
yes, ma'am.
I'm curious about this very like specific scenario. If a black trans woman and a black trans man got married and
that's confusing.
And were able to like have kids, like do you still think that's like, even though like they're still like procreating and making like continuing, like does that is part of your brain still like
my
that's
first
wrong
question
to me? Or
would be, sorry for cutting you off. My first question.
I cut her off all the time.
The artificial man and the artificial woman, because there's no such thing as a trans man. You're either a man or you're a woman, right? So that's an artificial woman and an artificial man.
They're going to argue with you. Go ahead.
If they're going to procreate and have children, if two trans people are going to procreate and have children, why didn't you just do that in your natural God-given gender identity? I don't understand the purpose of living artificially as the opposite gender and still coming back to an opposite gender to have children. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm not quite sure I have the answer to that.
But like if you had to live in the hypothetical, would that still be okay by you?
No. Because,
really?
First of all, I want to be clear. I do not advocate hurt or harm to any human being on the planet. Race, gender, sexual identity. I may disagree with the lifestyle. That in no way should be misinterpreted to believe that I wish harm against anyone. I'm going to be very clear about that. Because as a therapist, I have done work with homosexual males, lesbian women, transgenders, and I know the early life trauma that is often the catalyst for these types of psychological ills, and I would never want to poke fun at them. So I want to be very clear about that, especially with gay black men who have one of the highest rates in the country. I would never want to disparage them, but I would still make it clear that I do not agree with this lifestyle at all. And the reason it's being pushed so heavily on black children, and it was started by President Barack Obama on this level. We've always had homosexuality and lesbianism, But on this level, Barack Obama is the father of that. And they've even went so far as to go into Africa and threaten African countries with the withholding of necessary foreign aid if you don't make gay marriage legal. Why are they so interested
talking about Uganda?
gay marriage in Africa? Because they want to control the population of African people. And if we can convince the boys to only be romantic with other boys, and if we can convince Black girls to only be romantic with Black girls, we can reduce the birth rate of African people. LGBTQism is a population strategy by the white power structure against African people.
Do you believe Dr. Sinclair's accusation against Barack Obama?
What is that accusation?
That he
Man,
had
why
an
you
affair?
keep on bringing this stupid shit up, man? He keep on bringing this stupid shit up.
Umar's not a fan of Obama, so maybe he'll actually have something to say.
I'm not a fan of Obama because he didn't do anything for Black people except confuse our kids in public school. Here's the question.
Okay, Umar, can I say this?
Listen. Whether you support LGBTQ or not, here's the question. Do kindergartners and first graders and second grade, do they need instruction on LGBT? Why are you discussing of any kind with children who are not old enough to have sex? You don't start developing attraction for the opposite gender until
But man, as a man.
So why are you teaching 5 and 6 year olds about? It's because you want to indoctrinate them. So by the time they are old enough to have, they'll do it the way you want them to do it.
All right, I want to say this. I want to go back to this is very important. I think if I got anything out there. So Dr. Umar, you're going on record to say that you're going to start issuing a bunny pass for a brother, right?
He said no. He said
no. He said no. I'm just saying, how do you get these bunny passes?
What is a bunny pass? Because I'm not giving you permission.
No, you just
what
said
is a bunny pass?
A bunny pass, you said all of this checklist, if the white people do this, didn't you say you might let us slide a little bit? So it's official that you're going to start issuing out bunny passes.
Hell no. Even if we were going to have a bunny pass conversation, I don't see that happening before the next 100 years. It's going to take at least 100 years
what about this weekend?
All of the ills and issues that were created.
Can we deal with
Black
your grandson, your grandkids?
What about this weekend? Just a pass for this weekend, man.
Your great grandchildren might be ready to have that conversation.
So what do I tell my Black girlfriend though?
Do you really have a Black girlfriend?
Yeah, I do.
I'm so shocked.
Okay.
Do you want me to
now
call?
That's disgusting, Umar. Now that's disgusting.
You would tell her that Dr. Umar wants to know, and this is no disrespect to you at all as a human being, but Dr. Umar would like to know why she couldn't find a Black man, and I would like to know from you why you couldn't find a white woman.
I didn't want to fight a white woman, and I love her.
Why did you want the chocolate queen?
Oh, I can tell you why.
I mean, like, I've never felt so comfortable with a person in my life, and I feel like she gets me and I get her. And like, and I feel like I've never felt like that supported in my life before, honestly.
And would you be honest enough to admit that although she might be the recipient of your love, that you do carry a disdain towards all other members of her race?
I don't. I have zero disdain.
You don't like Barack at all.
I don't. No, the low-key thing is Barack Obama stole the logo of my company. And then I like went back and forth. And then I literally, like, his lawyer called me. And when he found out I voted for him, then just like stonewalled me for 6 months until he settled. And I feel a little bitter behind it, you know?
Barack Obama giving money to the white man.
You know, and like at the end of the day, like, if he just changed his logo, I wouldn't have cared. And so I feel a little bit bothered.
See, with the white man, always comes down to the money.
And then we brought a guy on the show who claimed that he had sex with Barack Obama and smoked with Barack Obama, and Donnell wouldn't hear
I've heard the story.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if you want to speak to my Black girlfriend, I'll call her right now.
No, it's okay. You know, she suffers a little bit of self-hatred.
Why do you think she suffers from self-hatred?
You have a little bit of master syndrome. That's why
Master syndrome.
Umar.